Hello, I'm Hope Logan. I'm an actor on Bold and the Beautiful, and many people really love both me and our Bold and the Beautiful drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved Bold and the Beautiful. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The latest chapter of The Bold and the Beautiful is set to deliver an emotional storm on Monday, July 6th, as heartbreak, fear, and rising romantic tension collide in ways that will leave no one untouched. What begins as an ordinary day quickly transforms into a series of deeply personal crises, forcing every character to confront emotions they can no longer hide. Long-buried wounds resurface, relationships are pushed to their limits, and one terrifying discovery threatens to change everything in an instant. As every storyline unfolds, the emotional stakes continue to climb higher, creating a powerful chain reaction that connects lives already hanging by a fragile thread. From the quiet halls of the Logan showroom to the emotionally charged atmosphere of the beach house, every moment carries a sense of urgency that grows stronger with every passing second. The emotional fallout from Hope Logan Spencer's painful confrontation with Brooke Logan Forrester has left her completely shattered. The heated exchange stripped away every ounce of strength she had been desperately trying to hold together, leaving her emotionally exhausted and overwhelmed by feelings she could no longer control. Alone inside the Logan showroom, Hope struggles to steady herself as waves of anxiety crash over her with frightening intensity. Her breathing becomes shallow, her vision blurs, and the weight of everything happening in her life suddenly becomes too much to bear. The panic consumes her before she can fight back, draining every bit of energy from her body until her knees finally give way beneath her. In one terrifying instant, Hope collapses onto the floor, unconscious and completely defenseless, as silence fills the room around her. Fate, however, has other plans. Just as Hope lies motionless in the showroom, Liam Spencer unexpectedly arrives, completely unaware that he is about to witness one of the most frightening moments of his life. The instant he steps inside and sees Hope collapsed on the floor, the color drains from his face. His heart races as shock gives way to pure panic, and every thought disappears except for one desperate need: to help the woman lying before him. Without wasting a second, Liam rushes to Hope's side, calling out her name over and over again as fear tightens its grip around him. He gently lifts her, desperately encouraging her to wake up while searching her face for any sign of consciousness. Every passing second feels unbearably long, and the uncertainty of the moment leaves Liam fearing the very worst. After what feels like an eternity, Hope slowly begins to regain consciousness. Confused and emotionally drained, she opens her eyes to find Liam hovering over her, his expression filled with worry and relief. As she struggles to gather herself, Hope explains the emotional devastation that led to her collapse, revealing just how deeply Brooke's words affected her. Liam listens carefully, his concern growing with every sentence she speaks. Watching Hope fight through both emotional and physical exhaustion convinces him that this is far more serious than she wants to admit. Determined not to take any chances, Liam firmly insists that she needs immediate medical attention and urges her to go to the hospital before anything worse can happen. Hope, however, isn't ready to accept that suggestion. Still shaken and emotionally vulnerable, she tries to convince Liam that she's already feeling better, and that a hospital visit simply isn't necessary. She wants nothing more than to regain control of her life without creating an even bigger ordeal, believing that rest alone will be enough to recover. But Liam refuses to ignore what he has just witnessed. The terrifying image of Hope lying unconscious remains burned into his mind, making it impossible for him to simply walk away and hope for the best. His protective instincts take over completely as he gently but firmly argues that being examined by doctors is the safest choice. Even if everything ultimately proves to be fine, Liam believes that confirming her condition is worth every precaution, because the possibility of something more serious is simply too frightening to ignore. Meanwhile, the emotional temperature at the beach house continues to rise as an entirely different relationship teeters on the edge of collapse. Will Spencer refuses to give up on Electra Forrester, believing with all his heart that they can survive the latest scandal threatening to tear them apart. From Will's perspective, the controversy surrounding the fashion world is simply part of doing business, an unfortunate consequence of navigating complicated family loyalties and corporate ambitions. But Electra sees the situation through a completely different lens. To her, this betrayal cuts far deeper than business decisions, because it strikes directly at the trust they built together. Will had promised there would never be secrets between them again. Yet now she finds herself blindsided by revelations that have completely changed her future. Electra's frustration extends far beyond broken promises. The shocking fallout from the Spencer family's latest scandal has placed her jewelry line at Forrester Creations on hold, throwing her professional dreams into uncertainty almost overnight. Everything she worked so hard to build suddenly feels like it's slipping away, leaving her questioning whether she can trust the people closest to her anymore. Every reminder of the scandal deepens her heartbreak, and the emotional burden becomes almost impossible to carry. Feeling trapped by disappointment and betrayal, Electra once again decides that leaving the beach house is the only way she can protect herself from even more pain. With determination replacing hesitation, she begins preparing to walk away, despite Will's desperate attempts to stop her. Will refuses to let the relationship end without one final fight. Standing between Electra and the door, he pleads for another chance to explain himself, hoping that honest conversation can repair the damage before it's too late. His voice carries genuine regret as he insists that they can work through the misunderstandings together, but every heartfelt promise seems to arrive just a little too late. Electra remains unconvinced, her emotions too raw and her trust too badly damaged to believe that everything can simply be fixed with words. The distance between them grows larger with every passing moment, creating an atmosphere so emotionally charged that it feels as though the relationship could shatter completely at any second. Just when the situation reaches its breaking point, another unexpected arrival changes everything. R.J. Forrester walks into the beach house and immediately senses the tension hanging heavily in the air. It doesn't take him long to realize that Electra is once again trying to leave, while Will desperately attempts to convince her to stay. Watching the emotional struggle unfold ignites RJ's protective instincts almost instantly. Believing Electra deserves the freedom to make her own decision without pressure, he steps forward and firmly demands that Will let her go. His arrival shifts the balance of power inside the room, transforming an emotional disagreement into an even more volatile confrontation between two determined men. Will has no intention of surrendering without resistance. He quickly tells RJ to stay out of their relationship, insisting that the situation is between him and Electra alone. But RJ refuses to back down. His concern for Electra outweighs any desire to avoid conflict, and he makes it abundantly clear that he won't stand by while she feels trapped or manipulated into staying. The tension between the two rivals intensifies with every exchanged glance, each man refusing to give an inch as emotions continue to spiral. The atmosphere becomes increasingly explosive, with both pride and heartbreak fueling a confrontation that neither one seems willing to abandon. In the end, Electra makes a decision that speaks louder than any argument. Rather than remaining caught in the emotional tug-of-war, she chooses to accept RJ's support and allows him to escort her away from the beach house. As she walks out beside him, the moment leaves Will standing behind with nothing but frustration, disappointment, and helpless anger. Watching his romantic rival become the man who rescues Electra from her darkest moment only deepens the resentment already growing inside him. What began as a disagreement over business and broken promises has now evolved into an even more personal battle, one fueled by jealousy, heartbreak, and wounded pride. As Monday's explosive episode draws to a close, every relationship remains hanging in the balance, leaving viewers wondering whether love can survive betrayal, whether trust can ever truly be restored, and whether the choices made today will forever alter the futures of everyone involved.